side of Rome at the Battle of Milvian Bridge in 312, they have a clash. Constantine wins. He becomes the emperor. The good part of this is that in the year 313, Constantine legalizes Christianity. So this doesn't mean it's the state religion. It means that he's legalized it. So now we can come out of the catacombs, out of the homes, and have a public church. So that's something that's very good. Now the second part is that we still have two capitals going on here. Capital in the west is Rome. Capital in the east will be Constantinople. So with that, as time goes on, by the end of the 300s, especially during the time of Emperor Theodosius I of St. Ambrose of Milan, Christianity now does become more the official religion of the empire. So much so that one cannot serve in public office or like a senatorial role or anything like that unless you are a Christian. Pagan practices. So public pagan sacrifices are now outlawed. Many of the old pagans into Catholic churches. So this is what has happened in the empire. So that's the first thing to sort of remember the dynamics going on. Second thing to remember is that by the late 300s, by about the year 370, in the west, the barbarians are coming down. And that changes the dynamics of the western side of the Roman Empire. So for instance, first of all, the Visigoths come down. They ravage the Roman Empire. They take over the Balkan Peninsula. Then we have the Burgundians crossing the Upper Rhine. They move over into Gaul. Then there are the Franks that cross the Lower Rhine. They move into parts of Gaul too. Gaul is now France. Okay, France, we have a picture. The Visigoths come from Poland and eastern Germany. They move right across into Spain. And by 430, they're crossing through the north of Africa. Poor St. Augustine's on his deathbed, and the Vandals are outside the city of Hippo attacking the city. So what happens here is that the western side of the old empire is really deteriorating. It's not as popular or prominent now as the eastern side of the empire. Constantinople is still a fortified city. It's still able to protect itself, and we go on from there. Now the problem here, and this is just more of a political problem, one has to think, well, here's the Pope, Bishop of Rome, in the West, and the West has deteriorated. Patriarch of Constantinople is in it, and the East still stands. Patriarch starts thinking, I ought to be the head of the church. I have more power, more prestige than this old guy in Rome. He's got a deteriorating empire. Real power struggle begins to occur. But beyond that, in the East, you have two other prominent patriarchs that are offended by the Patriarch of Constantinople. First, the Patriarch of Alexandria. He was the successor of St. Mark. And then you have the Patriarch of Antioch, who is the successor of St. Peter, because St. Peter was the first bishop of Antioch. And then you have this guy Constantinople. Well, who's he? No apostle founded Constantinople. It's a political. So even within the East, there's this political struggle. Who has the real authority here? By this time, the Bishop of Rome is of St. Peter, and he's recognized as having that authority. Now that brings a point, and that come out of the catacomb to come together to deal with who is Jesus. Now, we have what we call our church scripture. We have our gospels and so on. So they knew Mary, the grace, she received the message of Archangel Gabriel, she conceived by the Holy Spirit, and through her, Jesus Christ entered this world. We believe that. And then St. John takes it a little bit further. So if we go to the prologue of St. John's Gospel, we read, in the beginning was the Word. So, God the Father, in the Holy Spirit. So St. John writes, in the beginning was the Word was in God's presence, the Word was God. Skip down to verse 14. The Word became flesh and made his dwelling among us. The glory of an only from the Father, filled with enduring love.
Confiança na proximidade de Deus. Se você fizer esse exercício dizendo eu não tenho preocupação, pode esse exercício te levar à entrega a Deus.
St. John also wrote in his first epistle, chapter 4, this is how you can recognize God's Spirit. Every spirit that acknowledges Jesus Christ come in the flesh belongs to God. So every spirit that fails to acknowledge him does not belong to God. Such is the spirit of the Antichrist. So this fundamental belief that through God he became God and through man. What did it say Jesus became flesh? So setting the stage some more. We have in the early church, pre-12 legalization already, we have two heresies that are problematic. One is Arianism. So Arius denied the divinity of Christ. Arius said that Jesus is a Christian. God created Jesus. He's the first and foremost. But Arius denied the divinity of Christ. But then you have the base epistle, who are a subset of what we call the Gnostics. You ever hear that term Gnostic? Because it was very popular a few years ago with the Da Vinci Code, the Gnostic Gospels and so on. They were crazy. They were true heretics. They believed in the dualistic system of God versus the devil, whom they considered equal players. And everything spiritual was of God and good, everything material was of the devil and bad. And therefore, when we look at our humanity, body, this physical being is God, the body. And so the Gnostics denied God working
Falo aqui para que você entre em contato. 419-8753-3300. 419-8753-3300.
Aqueles discípulos que tinham seguido João Batista, que estavam acompanhando a mensagem que João pregava, falando de conversão, de mudança de hábitos, expectativas na vida, e a partir do momento em que João Batista percebe a presença de Jesus, ele vai
We now have an agency that specifically says that blessed men, for our salvation, is going down to heaven by the from the Virgin
Na realidade, essa grande pergunta, o que procurais? É a pergunta
Son of God, born of the Father, before all ages, God from God, like God, because God is not made.
o que nós buscamos
So counsel by Jesus
mais profunda, a essência mais profunda dos porquês de cada coisa que nós fazemos.
divinity as the Father. Jesus is fully divine, yet he is distinct of God. Now, the Council of Nicaea stopped in the original truth with, and we believe in the Holy Spirit. Period. Time to go on. It's two and new one. We call them second of the divinity council. That is time transformation from the truth
Procuramos o nosso crescimento, procuramos também a nossa evolução pessoal, cada dia melhorar, cada dia crescer, cada dia e assim a gente vai respondendo a quantas perguntas, na verdade não dão sinal de resposta
Dia 8 de janeiro, foi assinado entre